Genuinely, sincerely, in good faith asking people who are not currently unemployed to go into the comments and tell me how long you think it takes to apply to 4 different jobs, assuming they're either in 4 different industries or 4 different types of roles in one day. Bestie, you just wrote my favorite comment of all time. Jump scare. I started filming this video yesterday, but had to take a break because I burnt myself out making 6 comment replies to the original video discussing my long-term unemployment. But I have to say, this is my favorite comment I have ever received on this subject, and I am so excited to talk about it because what you've articulated, Bestie, hadn't even occurred to me. So let's have the conversation. It does not surprise me that employers and companies do not think this way because they obviously don't care about the labor, the working class, #capitalism. That's a given, right? But the real reason it doesn't surprise me that employers don't think this way is because we as individuals don't think this way. See any of my comment sections. The willful ignorance, the lazy, trite advice, the cruelty, the inability to empathize, for people to even imagine that this could happen to them. The outright denial, it is indicative of the fact that, of course, this will never be seen as a skill, as a value add, or as an asset in an individual when a company is looking to hire somebody. Several videos, a few yesterday in fact, discussing the financial investment that is looking for a job. Like, it costs money to get to interviews, it costs money to find work. Okay, we're gonna put that conversation over here. I wanna talk about time and energy. Sorry y'all, I'm moving around, I'm taking care of my cat. In the original video, I had articulated that over the course of 2.5 years, which is where I was in my unemployment journey at that point, I had submitted somewhere in the ballpark of 4,000 applications, okay? I really need you to lock in. The same amount of people in my comments who thought that that number was ridiculously, absurdly high, that I had made it up because no one could possibly have submitted that applications, is roughly the same amount of people in my comments who said I was a lazy bitch, that that number was insanely low, and that I should have put in at least double that in the same amount of time. Let us return to the issue of time management, resource management as a skill. Because if you are doing job searching right, or the perfect way that the experts and anyone with a fucking opinion tells you to, you would treat your job search days like a 9 to 5, or at least a 9 to 3, right? About the logistics of applying to jobs, specifically when you're applying to any and everything you can get across any industry. First thing you have to do is go to a job board like Indeed or LinkedIn. And if you've been in the game for a hot minute, you know that you do not apply through the job boards. You simply use them to see what's available. Then you have to go search up the actual company, go to their careers page, hope that the role is actually still there, and then apply through the company itself. When you are applying to anything and everything, meaning across different industries, you have to have multiple resumes banked, different types, catering to different things, some with your academics, some dumbed down. You have to have all that shit banked. Then you take those and you customize them and keyword optimize them to the individual role. That takes time. We know that most sites, once you upload a resume, do not automatically import that data into the application fields. You have to fill those out manually. That's time you'll never get back, okay? So you've done that. You've applied, you've sent a cover letter, a resume, submit, you've done the research on who the decision makers are, then you go take your ass back to the job board to message them and network and hope you make some sort of a memorable impression that they'll keep an eye out for your resume if it makes it past the ATS, okay? 24, 48 hours goes by, you have to send a follow-up email or a follow-up in-mail to make sure your shit was received. How long do you think doing that one time takes? I will tell you 45 minutes to an hour with multiple boilerplate resumes for different industries and roles already in my files that I can pull out and just plug and play what I need. 45 minutes to an hour per role, per application. So if you're doing 4 a day, that's 4 hours. But Melissa, that's only part-time. That's not an 8-hour day. You said it was full-time. Shut up, I'm not done. also interviewing at the same time, God fucking willing, bitch. So in between applying, you're emailing or Zooming or taking calls from recruiters, hiring managers, whom the fuck ever, trying to sell yourself so you can get to the second, third, fourth, fifth round interview, bitch. And I just simply mentioned telephonic, virtual interviews. If you have an on-site interview, guess what you have to do? You have to leave your house. You have to commute. You have to go somewhere. And then you have to come back. But somehow 4,000 applications over 2.5 years is too absurd of a number to be real, and simultaneously too low to be taken seriously. So which is it, bitch? They do not, to the commenter's point, they do not see job searching and the job interview process, the resume building. They do not see any of that, the time, the energy, certainly not the financial. They do not see any of that as a value add. To hire somebody and they chose to be transparent and shared what I've shared, that would be the person I hire. Even if they're underqualified, I can train that bitch. That's the person you hire.